I took all the music exams at school and had voice, cello, and piano. I had lessons through the school. He knows all this because we discussed it. He knows I can write. He knows I have a photographic memory. There is no excuse for his behavior. I watch good dramas, etc. He knows I never watch mad nonsense for 20-year-olds. So just because I went to law school does not mean I'm without talent. He ripped me about singing like Susan Boyle. I can, but I can also do the classical stuff. Just because I don't doesn't mean I can't.
Don't be fooled by the rocks that it cuts. I'm just Jenny from the block.
Fiona Harvey, buckle your seatbelts because this one's a good one. So if anybody actually watched Baby Reindeer, then you probably know Fiona Harvey because she was on Piers Morgan Uncensored. Fiona Harvey has very interesting facial characteristics. And when I say that, actually, let's rewind that. Fiona Harvey has very interesting facial cues. And I am not a body language expert, nor do I believe that they exist, nor do I subscribe to any of that bullshit. When it comes to my natural ability, which I have and you have, of being able to being able to tell if somebody is being deceitful, I don't think it takes an expert. So Fiona Harvey will do things like lay you on the camera for a very long time. She'll also do other things like she just does a lot of different movements to try to mask something that she's hiding. And I think that we all know what Fiona Harvey is hiding. Baby Reindeer, Richard Gadd. A lot of people are trying to discredit the story that he told because of the fact that he was on DRUGS. And I don't think that that discredits anything. What I think is that Richard Gadd was a broken guy. He probably still is. In a lot of pain. And he was trying to tell his story. Fiona Harvey has been aware of everything that Richard Gadd did since whatever she got in trouble for, if she got in trouble for anything. So the one thing that I am willing to bend on is that it turns out that Fiona Harvey was never convicted of anything. But that doesn't mean that Fiona Harvey wasn't hospitalized for something. Fiona Harvey is sus. In general, she's just sus. The paradox of the entire story is that she did go to school for law, and she did graduate, and she did go over her graduate criteria with Piers Morgan. It sounds like, do you know how like Harvard, you could be like, I went to Harvard, but then there's a Harvard extension, and you went to the Harvard Extension School. It's kind of different. And I could be wrong. Anybody from the UK, go ahead and tell me if I'm wrong, or anybody from Scotland, whatever. But it sounds like she went to some kind of an extension to finish off her degree. Regardless, it sounds like she wreaked havoc where she was working. Fiona Harvey seems to bring havoc to everywhere that she goes. And rather than stating the fact, she was so preoccupied on stating what she did and didn't do. Like Piers was like, but he gave you a free drink. She's like, well, I don't drink. I can't do a Scottish accent. She had a very masturbatory shtick that was designed to make her look good and make Gadd look bad. I know that Baby Reindeer was filmed in a way to make you empathize with Gadd. I understand that. But it actually did the job. I definitely empathized with Richard Gadd. I did not empathize with Fiona Harvey or the actress that played her because I'm not a stalker. The fact that Fiona Harvey jumped on this as fast as she did said that she absolutely knew that this was herself. She knew that people were talking about her. In my case, if somebody was stating absolute nonsense about me that was not true and did not apply to me, first of all, how would I see it? Second of all, if I did see it, I wouldn't even think that it applied to me. She was on this. She was on this like pigs on shit, white on rice. She was on this. She pretty much said, I am Fiona Harvey. I am the stalker. And baby reindeer, I had a baby reindeer. All this other shit that she said. And when it comes to that bar, oh God, I can't think of the name of the bar. Something Arms. Sacred Arms. When it comes to her interactions with God at the Holy Arms, she was very weird about it. She's like, well, I absolutely could not have done this. I couldn't have done that. I only knew him for a couple days. I only sent a couple messages. The fact is, when Gary28 went into Fiona Harvey's Facebook page, it was showing like Fiona Harvey has put more posts on Facebook in 24 hours than I've put on Facebook since Facebook. And I'm not screwing around. That's how much Fiona Harvey posts. So for her to say that it's impossible that she's put up this many posts, or she sent this many emails, or she sent these many texts to Richard Gadd, she has proven through her own Facebook page that that is not only possible, but more than possible for somebody like Fiona Harvey. Not to mention that multiple victims have come out since Richard Gadd. And I just think that somebody like Fiona Harvey, she is dangerous. She was dangerous for the law firm that she worked for. She was dangerous to Richard Gadd. And she's dangerous to everybody that she comes into contact with. I don't like her. I think that she's been free too long. And if she was never convicted, I think that she should be. And I'm not one that thinks in patterns of black and white. But we all saw Pierce Morgan Uncensored. That's not black and white. That is somebody who is guilty. By the way, I realized in the last video I kept saying Munchausen's by proxy. I was adding the S and I wasn't adding the S and I was adding the S at the wrong times. I don't know. It's a antiquated term. The term now is factitious disorder imposed on another. So as far as however that term goes, I've been hearing it forever interchangeably. I think that people are being a little bit stickler-ish about it. And with that said, I'll see you guys in the next one.